Hey there, collectors. Welcome to Talk Action Figures. I'm Josh.
And I'm Chipper.
And we have an incredible guest for you today. And I'm so excited I wanted to get a little bit cleaned up. So Chipper's gonna help me trim my beard, just get the neckline. Now Chipper, I don't want you to be too nervous. I know it's a lot of responsibility grooming the host of the show.
Oops, sorry.
Chipper!
I wanna know what you've been hunting, what's your holy grail? I wanna know about the cool thing you got in the mail. I wanna see your whole collection or your latest haul. And I want a spot where we can talk about it all. I wanna talk action figures, why you collect action figures like you'd expect. Guess it figures, the show is called Talk Action Figures.
Hey, I'm unfinished.
Give me that.
I told you I was sorry.
What am I gonna do about this?
I can fix it.
No. It's time to introduce today's guest. Now, toy fans, today's guest is Kyle Peterson, and I think you'll agree when I say that he has one of the most impressive collections you've ever seen. So, Kyle, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kyle Peterson, and in my real-life job outside of action figure collecting, I'm an executive in the world's largest bread company.
Bread company, huh? Spend all your dough on toys?
No, Chipper, that's not funny. No puns. So, Kyle, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself while I do something about this?
I got it.
Chipper!
I live in the state of Iowa. I'm married to my wife, Angie. I have two daughters, Elle and Emma.
Aw, your family sounds great.
I can't believe this.
Josh, we're still making a show.
Sorry, toy fans. Kyle's family does show up in his YouTube channel, and you should really check it out. It's an amazing toy channel, and we know you're going to love it. You know, as much as we'd love for you to subscribe to us, we even prefer that you subscribe to him.
Yeah, no one should see what we do here.
No, we have a great channel. Please subscribe, but subscribe to Kyle as well.
Yeah, why not?
But before we get into Kyle's toy collection, Kyle, we'd love to know if you collect anything besides toys.
Do I collect anything besides toys? I actually have a lot of passions, a lot of collections. Music's a big passion of mine, specifically heavy metal. I have over 10,000 CDs, if you can believe that. Also guitars and Jeeps, real Jeeps that you can drive. I have 3 currently, and at one time I had 10.
Wow, that is an incredible music collection. And look at all those guitars.
Are we into metal now? Is that why you're trying to look like Adrian Smith? Haha, just kidding. I can't believe he collects Jeeps. I love Jeeps. My favorite's the CJ5.
That's a cute little inside joke because my wife's name is CJ.
You're married?
Chipper, she produces this show.
Huh, guess you never mentioned her.
I talk about her all
I've
the...
heard of it. Oh well, you're not really my type.
We're getting off topic.
Don't take it personally. I'm more of an interocitor sort of gal.
Now, if you imagine that someone who collects cars has one of the coolest toy collections you've ever seen, I'm not sure how that's related. But you're absolutely right. So, Kyle, why don't you tell us about what you're collecting these days?
What toys do I currently collect? Obviously, wrestling figures is a huge passion of mine. You know, I have every single Mattel Elite that's ever been made, which is pretty big. I also collect the Hasbros. The old Jax figures. I'm currently working on a complete Jax Ruthless Aggression set.
No, that's a bad idea.
I also collect the NECA Ninja Turtles, everything but the arcade figures. I collect Marvel Legends, all those. Star Wars Black Series, pretty much a little bit of everything.
Kyle, you have an incredible collection, and it's funny because I collect a lot of similar lines in similar ways. Like, for instance, I collect the NECA Ninja Turtle line, but I don't collect the arcade turtles. And it's funny to me how two collections can be so similar. What?
His collection makes your collection look like you hate toys.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
You have like what? 3 display cases? He looks like he has stock at Daytall.
Why are you being so mean?
Can't handle it, nerd? Wanna fight?
Oh, I get it. No, you're not gonna trick me into wrestling you. I get that you're way into wrestling right now.
Come on!
Son of a...
Fight me! Come on, let's go!
Kyle, I have to deal with something. Could you just, tell everyone what your favorite item in your collection is?
Boy, the favorite item in my collection and why? Probably the late 80s LJN Ultimate Warrior figure. The hard rubber old wrestling figures. That brings me so many memories of my childhood. It was my favorite toy probably growing up outside of Flint from G.I. Joe.
Hey there, brother, sorry to interrupt your interview, but there's been a little robot smack-talking me saying she can take me down. And if you know anything about me, if you know anything about my process, then you know about the sitting on the couch watching movies, you know about the eating junk food and buying action figures, and you know there is no way she is gonna take me down.
Roar! Our destiny was written by the warriors that came before us! I am the ultimate robot warrior, and I see fear in your eyes!
Talk action figure wrestling, what the toy fans are watching.
The Joster clearly trying to get the crowd on his side, but the Ultimate Robot Warrior came here to fight.
Come on, let's go!
You gotta give her credit, she wants it and she's going for it, but the Joster has her in a headlock. Will her enthusiasm pay? Oh, she broke free! Oh, Josh isn't happy about this one. He's ready to defend his title. Oh, low blow early on.
I came here for just one reason! To attack!
Could it be, folks? It looks like the Josh is down.
Where are you, brother?
Uh-oh, the Ultimate Robot Warrior is showing no mercy. I can't believe it, and the crowd can't either.
2, 3, he's down! I'm the champion! Speaking of champions, hey Kyle, what's the showstopper in your collection?
Boy, the showstopper in my collection, that's a hard one, because if somebody else came, they'd probably say something different, possibly. But for me, it's probably the Walmart exclusive Flashback Series 3 Harley Race. Harley hysteria has never died down. I was lucky enough, I was on a business trip out of state, happened to find those at Walmart, didn't think anything of it. Then all of a sudden that line was canceled and extremely hard to get to this day. So I would say that's probably pretty close to a showstopper.
That is a very cool figure, and I love how you have it displayed.
Next time we wrestle, I'm gonna be Harley Race.
Oh no, there is not going to be a next time. I already shaved my Hulk stash when I found out that Chris Hemsworth got the role in the biopic. Another role he's taken from me.
You, up for a lot of the same roles?
So Kyle, you have an absolutely incredible collection. Could there be anything you don't have? A holy grail that you're still searching for?
Boy, a holy grail item for me, it would have to be the 1980s LJN line. I actually had 90% of that line in mint condition, but when I was 19 years old, I decided I wanted to get a new Jeep, and I sold all my LJNs with a lot of other toys, and it's been the biggest regret of my life to this day.
Yeah, we all know those feels. I wish I hadn't gotten rid of my childhood Ninja Turtles or Ghostbusters figures.
I wish you hadn't gotten rid of your mustache.
Well, Kyle, we hope you can track those down.
So what got you into collecting in the first place?
Boy, what got me into collecting? You know, growing up as a kid in the 80s, as we all know, there was a lot of cartoons that had toy lines attached to them. You had Transformers, you had G.I. Joe, you had He-Man, you had Thundercats, you had Mask, you know, wrestling figures. The 80s were a great time for wrestling figures and all figures in general. And that's what got me into collecting, just those TV shows and stuff. I also collected alongside my dad. My dad was awesome as a kid, taking me to Toys R Us and Children's Palace all the time on fig hunts. And he knew what I know now is you got to get them all. You can't buy just a few. You got to check that checklist, and it's all about the hunt. And it continued all the way onward with starting lineups my dad collected. He was a hardcore collector just like I was, so I would say it's in the Peterson blood to be a figure collector.
That is a great story. I love hearing about families who pass down the love of collecting.
And I miss the 80s. What a great time for pop culture.
That's my line. You're reading my cue card.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to say that.
You weren't even alive in the 80s.
Then why do I love Tom Selleck?
Kyle, thank you so much for being on the show. You've been an amazing guest, and your collection is incredible.
Anything you'd like to say to our viewers before you go?
I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video and my videos that I post on YouTube at YouTube.com/Kyle Peterson 1980. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow along. I'm posting content every single day of my collection of figure hunts, unboxing. Weekly purchase is a pretty popular segment. A lot of fun being had over on my YouTube channel. So make sure you follow and subscribe to me over there. I'm also on Twitter where I post figure of the day, pictures, kind of upcoming stuff. And that's at SirPaul64 on Twitter. So that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm easy to find. So I thank everybody for watching. Hopefully you follow me on those social media platforms.
Thanks so much, Kyle. There are links to Kyle's YouTube and Twitter in the description, and we'll have a link to his channel at the end of this video.
It's where I learned to love wrestling.
Yeah, you actually might not be allowed to watch anymore.
Aw, man.
And now for everyone's favorite segment, Collector's Crotch.
Why are you still saying that?
Yeah, I thought we were going to change it too. Well, the idea is that it's something that's frustrating you about your collection. Something, small annoyance, something that makes you crabby. I guess we'll call it Collecting Crabs. For this week's Collecting Crabs, we asked our followers on Instagram to submit something that had given them frustration.
So do you, think about what you're gonna say, or...
Toy_Spartan wrote in saying, well, there is my Power Ranger action figure, who has the most articulation, but keeps falling. Yeah, action figures falling over is a classic toy collecting dilemma, especially if that figure has a lot of articulation.
POA? More like POS.
Bounty_Hunter66 wrote in to say, my General Grievous Black Series figure. I finally got him to stand, but he falls over often. See, it's a classic dilemma. And as collectors, the best we can do is gripe about it and put them back up, or buy some fancy stands. Now, I really like the stands from NECA. They're a little bit expensive, but they work very well. Now, if this feels like an ad for the NECA stand, it's not. NECA has no idea our show exists. But hey, NECA, if you are watching, send us some free stuff.
Nice. Real subtle.
Boba Hicks wrote in to say, not having enough space to display everything I want to. And that's a very relatable problem for all us collectors. I can almost hear the quiet screams of the action figures trapped in the closet. But honestly, I can't think of anything to do about it other than, let's try not to let it keep us up at night.
I know I'll never think about it again.
But if you guys have a solution to any of these problems, or have a problem of your own you'd like to share, please write into us at TalkActionFigures@gmail.com.
That's also where you can send my fan mail.
This has been Collector's Crotch. Collecting Crabs. A soon-to-be renamed segment.
Really? A running gag?
And now for a new segment that we're calling Take Action Figures. Now, for a lot of collectors, toy photography has become an outlet to discover a new way to enjoy the hobby. I myself have a toy account on Instagram called Take Action Figures. See what we did there? And if you'd like to take a look at that account, there's a link on our channel page.
Shameless self-promotion.
Now, the toy photos I take are pretty okay, but we wanted to highlight some truly exceptional photographers on the show.
Just to be clear, toy photographers are people that take pictures of toys, not toys that can take pictures.
And so we're going to start this week with 3LaC. Now, 3LaC has really mastered the art of lighting, staging, mise-en-scène to capture some spectacular images. So we asked them a few questions to find out how they got started with toy photography.
Can I read their answers?
Sure. How long have you been doing toy photography?
I've been doing toy photography for about 5 years.
How did you get started, and what do you like about it?
My sister showed me toy photography on Instagram and said I should try it since I collected action figures. I wasn't very interested in social media stuff, so she made the 3LaC account, took a few pictures, and posted them. After those first few shots, I decided to give it a go because she was having fun with it and hadn't stopped. She got bored with it and left it to me after a few weeks. We were just doing fun shots with Lego and random figures, but once I discovered customizing and dioramas, I really started to get into it. Being able to make your own little worlds is what interests me the most about the hobby, and the very positive online community we get to be a part of.
What is your favorite picture that you've taken?
This might be my favorite picture. It takes me right into A New Hope and all the feelings I had watching it as a kid.
We love this photo too. It hits us right in the childhood.
We'd like to thank 3LC for answering our questions and for sharing their great images with us all. If you'd like to check out their account, there's a link in the description below this video.
Thanks, 3LC! I enjoyed reading your answers!
That's it for this week's episode. We'd like to thank our guest Kyle Peterson, and if you want to check out his channel, just click right up here. And click here to watch one of his great videos. We also really appreciate it when you subscribe to our channel.
Try it! It's fun!
So click up here to do that, and click right here to watch a Chipper Circuit Break.
It's my very own show!
Alright, thanks for watching, and make it a good day.